Hi, welcome to our fourth seasonal Qigong autumn series, and it's a modern Qigong, so it's a super simple, quick Qigong. It doesn't take a lot of time, it doesn't take a lot of time to learn, and it's suitable for all ages, beginners right through to advanced, and all fitness levels as well. So we just start our Qigong in our basic stance, which is our legs hip width apart and our feet facing forward. We just keep our shoulders away from the ears. So you just drop our shoulders down and keeping our head facing forward, and our arms will be slightly away from the body by our sides, as if we've got a little egg under each armpit there. Our hips will be nice and open and our fingers strong, pointing towards the ground. It's a lot, I know. It does get easier. And we're just going to just take a nice breath and just come into our body. You may have rushed to get here, and just sort of wiggle your feet around just to get yourself nice and grounded. And so you're nice and comfortable and feeling strong and sturdy. Okay, we're just going to start by reaching out, opening the gates above the head and bringing it back down. We're just reaching out, gathering all the energy. Some people can feel this. They might feel a bit of a tingling in front of their hands, and bringing it down through the center of the body, down through the central meridian, down into the lower dantian down here. I like to do it at least 3 times. If you really enjoy this, you can do it as many times as you like. Okay, our first form, Tao Yin Flow. We're going to start with our legs back in basic stance again. So just hip width apart. And we're going to begin by bringing our palms together in the prayer position, just out in front of the body. So not directly on the chest, but just in front of the heart there. And we're just going to bring them up. Hands together still, bringing our palms up above. Now just as they come above our head, we can separate them and it comes out. Just straighten the arms a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, like a V. So you're thinking of, you've got a V and looking up. And then we're coming back in together, so bringing palms back down through the midline again. When they stop at the lower belly, then you'll notice they naturally want to come apart anyway. We separate them, and now our palms are facing out, and it's an inverted V. And just looking down. And we repeat. A little bit like standing inside an hourglass. And you're just running your hands through the glass in the center. You're inside. Just making sure we return the palms together above the head before we start bringing them back down. We can finish with them back in front of the heart. Then back to basic stance. Our second form is called Twist and Flow. Again, we're going to start with our palms together in front of the chest, and we're going to be just twisting at the waist. However, one arm is going to stretch out in front, and we're keeping the wrist nice and engaged, like we're pushing something away. The back hand is just sort of coming behind the body. And then we come back to the center, how we started. Then when we come back to the center, if you could add just dipping at the knees. So we're just going to dip into the knees and come back up. So just dipping down. And then just coming back up, back to the basic stance. A third form, opening the golden envelope, is another form that supports the metal element in autumn. So it's particularly supporting your lungs and your large intestines. We're starting in the Wuji position, or holding the belly. So the hands are just as if we're holding a big belly in front. So it's not on the body, it's just out in front. We're going to start again, our feet in basic stance, and we're just going to begin by bringing our hands back up, and then we're going to turn to shine our palms in towards the chest. Just holding this position for a moment and taking a breath. And we're bending forward and we're making a scooping motion forward and down, bending the knees, looking down, and then we're going to be scooping it back up right through the center of the body. So we're lifting something through the center of the body all the way up to shine to the outside of the ears. Elbows out to the side, and now we're going to squeeze between the shoulder blades. Nice big stretch across the chest. Arms up, palms facing in, shoulder width apart, looking up. And we're rotating the wrists and bringing arms down as we bring our head back to neutral. And then we start again at Wuji, and we do the form again. And again, we're not touching the ears, we're just shining on the outside. Really important to squeeze those shoulder blades together before we go back up. Rotating the wrists so palms are now facing out before we come back down. Really important again, shining at the lungs. Scooping forward. Coming back down, back to Wuji position. And it's nice to end back up, shining at the lungs and just taking some nice deep breaths. And back to basic stance. Now our fourth form is our tiger claw. So now we're going to come up with the back of our hands touching each other, just up to the chest and throat area. And we're going to reach out with one arm in front. The opposite arm goes up across the ear and the fingers are stretched out like a tiger, like you're really stretching out, and the other arm comes behind you. Then you meet again in the center, coming up, the back of the hands touching, and swap sides. We're facing forward, we're not twisting. Like a tiger having a nice big stretch. You might hear some creaks in the elbow joints or the shoulder joints. Reaching out. And coming back down to basic stance. Again, the arms by the sides as if you've got an egg under each arm. The hips nice and open. Shoulders down, looking up. Feet parallel. And our last form is called the wave. So the wave, we begin with our palms just gently on our thighs. And we're going to stretch out our chin and our collarbone. We're stretching them out forward. And then we're going to slowly slide our palms down to our knees. And as we do this, we're going to drop the head, bring our chin right into our chest. And then we're drawing our chin back up the chest as we slowly unravel. And we start again, remembering to stick the chin and the collarbone forward. Really tucking that chin to the chest as you're coming back up. And you just want to get into like a nice rhythm, like a wave, like a rolling wave. And once you've done that a few times, you can come back up, roll back up slowly, and back to the basic stance. And we're just finishing off again. Now we're closing the gates. The same as the way we open the gates, stretching out. You might find it feels a little bit different, might feel different in your hands. You obviously will feel warmer. You might feel out of breath. Hopefully you feel good. Just take some time. It's easy to close your eyes. How you feel, how you're feeling and where you're feeling it. And if you've already done one or done a few of these now, you've watched the video and been copying the other ones, how it feels compared to doing the other ones. And thank you.